All right, in this video, we're going to take a look at how to update the images and the things that you've requested, knowing how to do, but we're also going to go over everything on the site just so that you understand how to use all the functions of your site. So we'll start at the beginning, kind of walk through it, and we'll have chapters in the bottom of the video for you to find each section again and be able to use them as a reference point. So we'll start here by logging in. So you'll add /wp-admin to the URL. This will take you to your login page, and you'll put in your username and password that you've been given, and if you've updated your password, you'll put that new password in, and if you haven't, we'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to log in on our end, and when you log in, you get to this dashboard, which you've already seen since you confirmed your admin email, but we're going to basically walk down through the items in the black column here in this dashboard, and I'm going to show you what everything is, everything that's pertinent that you would utilize. So the stuff over here is not particularly important. Over here is what we're going to look at. So starting with updates, this is where your plugins, your WordPress theme can be updated manually. We actually take care of this for all of our clients, whether they're basic support or webmaster support, and we do this regularly. So if you want to ignore this, you can. If you feel the need to update your plugins on your own time, you can do that as well. Moving on down, posts, this is where a blog post function would be housed. If you ever want to set that up, we'd probably need to get you started, and then you would add your posts here. But for now, we'll just skip past this since you're not currently using this. Next is media, and actually the media library is in use a lot on your website since you've got so many photos. And so this is going to be an important part of your site to take note. So this is where all the media items are housed. So all of the pictures are housed here. So if I were to click on any particular media item, I can see the dimensions of the item, the title of what the image was labeled when it was sent to us, the specific URL that's attached to this image. And then there's also this caption field, which is very important. So the caption field is going to play a role for some of our photos. So on this site, I'm going to go ahead and open another tab so that we can take a look at the front end as well. And when you click on some of these items, the caption is actually what's loading here. So when you've got these different lists of images, this image that you have at the front, this wording here is all edited through the caption of the photo. So on some of these photos, the caption here is what is loading right here on these internal images. So I'm going to show you when we walk through how to add products and product photos. There should be an option for you to add the caption here, but I just wanted to show you in case you ever wanted to go through the media library, look for a photo and change the caption this way. It's also an option. So let's say this image has a caption and we're using it for a caption. We can search for images using the caption. We can also search for images using this title. So if I copy and paste this title and search through my media library, then I can find that specific image that I'm looking for. I can click on it and I can change that caption to whatever I want it to say. You don't have to hit save. You don't have to do anything. Usually you have to hit save, but with these photo captions, there's no save button that has to be hit. So we'll come back and talk about why this is pertinent, but I just wanted to show you that there's the ability to search for images. There's the ability to click, find the title, find the caption, and the caption will sometimes be populating on the front end of the site, and that's important for you to note. You can also search by dates. So over time, when the photos were added, this will be more pertinent for you as you move forward and remember, oh, I added that photo back in March or April, and you can search for it that way if that's helpful as well, if you can't find it. So to add new media, you'll click add new, and you can either drag files from your computer here or click select files, and that's how you can upload them. And once they're here, you can edit them. So if you click edit image, you can rotate them, you can flip them, you can crop them using all of these buttons. And once you've done that, you will need to click save on this. So the caption is the only place where you don't need to hit save. Pretty much everything you do on the site will need to hit save at the end. So you can edit the photos once they're up. There's not a whole lot you can do, not a lot of Photoshop type options, but you can adjust them by rotating them and cropping them here. So that's pretty much the media library. We'll move on and we'll bring this up again, but you can also get to the media library through the individual items that you're working with. So up next, we'll talk about forms. Right now you just have, or we might have actually, oh yes, we have the form here at the bottom. So it's very simple, pretty straightforward. So this is called your contact form. And so when you click on it, you can see the different fields here and they're labeled, and these populate this field here. So if you want to add any additional fields to that form, you click add fields and you've got all these different fields that you can add and then drag them wherever you want them to go. There's advanced fields with address or phone number, which you already have, those type of things. If you want to edit the fields that are currently there, you click them and you adjust the field label here. So you could type in something else if you wanted, but you don't need to do that. So pretty simple. Your contact form is pretty straightforward. The only other thing to look at would be for entries. You can click on entries here. I'm not going to save my changes. The save button's up there, but we don't need to save them. And you can view all your form entries here. So if you ever are not certain that you're not getting the form entries, of course you can reach out to us, but this is also an option for where you can look and find the form entries that you have. Additionally, under settings and notifications, this is where the notification email is housed. So if I click on this, it will say send to email, and it has these two emails here. You can add as many as you want, separated by a comma, or you can remove if you like. We need to keep the from email to be from your same URL, but you can change the no reply to be something else. This doesn't really matter. And you'll just click update notification when you're done. So if you ever wanted to create a new form for anything, let's say a employment application, you would click add new, you would give it a title, create the form, and then add your fields and do the same thing that we suggested. Then once you go to the page, there'll be a short code that you can add and add this to the page. So obviously we don't need this, but that's how you edit it, the same way that I showed how to edit it from before. And I'll show you that you can delete it if you create something you don't need, and it's in the trash folder, so you can restore it if you want to bring it back or delete it permanently. That's pretty much it for forms. If you have questions, of course, you can reach out to us. So for pages, these house all of your product pages that are on and linked from the home page, but I want to start with the home page and just walk you through how that's set up so you can see how it's set up. So on the home page, the items in this before header and in the header are not going to be edited through this home page link. Those will be under appearance and widgets, and we're going to get down to those in a little bit. But every other section, these sections are edited through the home page. So I'll show you how to edit those if you ever want to. And they should be labeled so you can kind of tell how they work. So for the slider, this revolution slider that's at the top of the page, this is edited elsewhere as well. So if you ever see short code like this, then likely whatever's populating is actually edited through another section on the dashboard. Moving on down, products intro. This is just text, and you can edit this as you like. So this is going to work like any sort of word processor like Microsoft Word. You just type whatever you want. You can bold, italicize, bullet, add whatever copy or text you want here. You can copy and paste it from elsewhere. You can change the size of the text. You can hyperlink to an internal page or an external page. So putting the URL here, or click one of your individual product pages here. And for this particular section, it's just a white background. So you'll see that in the background, we don't have any image, we don't have any background color, and the width of the page section is 100%. So moving down to the next section is products. Again, we have a short code, which means that these products are populated on the home page, but they're actually edited elsewhere, and they're going to be edited under individual products over here, which we'll walk through after this. So we can go ahead and skip that. There's nothing that needs to be addressed on the homepage for those sections. It's addressed elsewhere. Then the financing section is next. So you've got your copy here. Again, you can adjust this. You can type whatever you want, bold, italicize. You can align it differently. And then we have the link to the contact details. And then you'll see that for this particular section, we do have an image and a background color. So in the background, you can see the image is here, and I can either delete this or edit this, and then I can add a new background image. And then I can add a different color if I would prefer. So you can drag this however you want, and you can adjust the opacity and how much it is see-through or not. And then it's a 100% full width section as well. Then we get down to our two 50% sections, which are these half and half sections. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page so that my changes are not made and I don't adjust the color on the home page. So under satisfaction, again, you can just type elsewhere, or you can type here whatever you want. And then you can, like I said, bold, italicize, change the size of the text, hyperlink the text. You can format it as a button and make it look like a button. So we've got these different buttons on the site here, and we can turn those into a button using that feature. And then for this particular section, we don't have a background color, so it's just white. And then for this section, it has a light gray background, just to kind of set it apart. So again, 50% section. And then for the videos, Chatham Enterprises in action. This is set to header 2, so you get that kind of bolder, bigger text. And then in the background, it's a light gray section. And again, we have that short code, meaning this is actually a revolution slider as well, which is the same as what's in place here at the top. And we're going to go over that in just a little bit. So in addition, you can drag and drop these sections to be in a different order if you don't like the order that they're in. So of course, if you want to, let's say, I think at one point you were wanting to move some of these sections around. So if you still want to play around with that, all you'd have to do is drag this Chatham Enterprises section up here and then adjust it to be in the 50% section. So I would just drag it to be one above, and then I would make sure that the financing section was 50% so that those two sections could be 50% and make the 100% made to customer satisfaction 100 and change it to 100. So again, I don't want to save my changes, so I'm going to just refresh the page. I don't want to save those. I want to make sure that I don't change anything on the site as it is now. But once you do make changes that you want to make, you'll click update and they will load on the site. Another thing to note, when you make updates to the site, in order for the cache not to be in place, in order for it not to cache for users on your site, you'll want to come up here to WP Rocket and click clear cache. And this is going to help the user clear their cache, and they're not going to load those old site loads. They're going to load those new changes. It's a plugin we have on the site to help the site move faster, but it does cache, and so once you make changes, you'll want to click that. The only other thing I wanted to show you is if you wanted to add additional content sections, you can click add content section and click page section, and then you can add whatever you want here, and it's going to show up at the bottom, but again, you can drag and drop it wherever you want. So let's go ahead and center it. Let's give it a background image. Let's give it a background color. Let's do a blue, purple. Give it some opacity. And then I also want to make this copy white. So I'm going to format it as white text here. And I am going to click update this time so you can see what it looks like. And there you go. So then you can see it on the front end. And if I wanted to change anything about it, I could come back to the page and adjust it. But I'm going to go ahead and remove this because we don't want it on your site because it doesn't make any sense. And I'm going to click update. And I'm going to clear the cache just so that that doesn't populate for anybody. So that's the home page. I'm going to skip over the individual product pages for now, and we will come back to those. So I'm going to come back to these. first I want to go to the individual products and show you how to add the individual products, and then we'll show you how to add those products to a page. Comments I'm skipping because we have those disabled on your site. You don't have like a blog post or any function that anybody would need to add comments to. So individual products, this is where you're going to add all those sections on the homepage. This is where you're going to add these items. So let's pick one to start. Let's pick tubular steel buildings are most popular, 30 by 30. Okay, so let's look at it on the front end as well. Tubular steel buildings are most popular, 30 by 30. So that's this guy right here. Okay, so then you can see the different images coming through. So if you want to just edit what's already here, what you're going to do is you can drag and rearrange these images if you'd like. Or you can click Add Image, and this is where you can upload your new files or choose from the media library files that are already here. Click Add Image, and it'll show up. Now, of course, I'm going to remove this because that's not something we need. So let's say you drag and rearrange an image to be the new front image. So let's say we drag this one to be the new front image. I'm going to go ahead and click Update. And I'm going to come back to this page. And you can see that, let's see. This now is loading a new caption. So it's loading the 30 by 30 desert sand caption. So this must be the caption on this image. So here's where the media library is going to come in. I'm going to open this in a new tab to kind of show you. So here's the image we're looking at. I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm going to search for it over here. So you can see there's the caption that's loading on the front end here. If you want the caption to read 30 by 30 are most popular, but you want to use this picture, then you would have to come to the media library and change the caption out here. Again, you don't have to hit save, just change it out. So I'm going to go ahead and move this back because that's not what we want. And click Update. So that's how you would adjust that. So this primary product image is only in play when there's only one picture. If it's not a gallery. So let's say one of these sections only has one image. So one of these only has one image. That's when you'll be using this primary product image, and that's when the caption for this one is being utilized. So if you've got a bunch of images, this first image has to have the right caption. This first additional image is going to have the right caption for it to populate the correct thing on your page here. So my guess is these are in the place that you want them. But if you find that you want to add a new additional image and you want to add it to the front, again, you're going to click Add Image, go to the media library or upload your files. You're going to add the image that you want. Then you're going to see, what was my caption? Okay, it's our most popular 30 by 30. Okay, but I want this one to be the first one, and I need this one to have that caption. So I'm going to find my title of my image. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it here. And now I'm going to type it here. Now I can move this to the front section, click Update, and it's going to appear the way I want it to. So it's going to have a new image. And so the way you can remember this primary product image, only if there's one image is this going to be in use. Otherwise, it's this first image that's going to carry the caption that you've got appearing on the internal page. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this because we don't need it. So again, if you are just adding photos to an existing product, you'll come into whatever product you're looking for. So all individual products, to come in, I'm going to find whichever one I'm looking for. They all work the same way. And I'm going to add an additional image here. Upload it or grab it from the media library. Once it's there, if I want to make it my new first image, I have to adjust the caption. That can be done by grabbing this, copy, paste it into the media library, find what you're looking for, and then adjust the caption if you want it to be that first image showing up on that first page of the internal page. So if you want to add a new product, that's going to be done by clicking Add New here or Add New here. So I'm going to click Add New. I'm going to give it a label. And let's say if I have one image, I'm going to put an image here. If I have a bunch of images, then I'll put all my images here. And you can just click Shift and hold it down and select all of these images. Add them. And then what's important here is how you categorize it. So once you've added all these images, again, I need to give it a label. So I've got to find this one, go to the media library, and then adjust the caption. What do I want this caption to say for my new product? So that's where that's done. Then, and again, that's all under media library, or when you're adding the image here, you can do it through here. If you think to do it through here, I can click and add my caption here, if that's easier. So the next important thing is categories and how I add categories. So for our existing products, let's say this is one of your existing products, you're just adding a new item to your tubular steel buildings, to your A-frame, then you just click product and you select whichever item it is. And then it's going to auto-populate underneath the one that you've selected. You won't have to do anything. It'll already populate there. Let's say it's a whole new product for the homepage. If it's a whole new product for the homepage, one of these, if you're wanting it to show up on the homepage and create one of these, then you must select product page. Additionally, you'll want to add a new category for it underneath products. So if it's a new one, it's not going to be under here yet because we haven't added it. So the best way I can tell you to do this, you can click Add Category here and click Parent Category of Products and type in your new category here, click Add New Category. Additionally, those categories can be found here. So you can see all those different categories here, and we'll need to come back to this category page momentarily to show you how to add them to a page. Okay, so let's say we publish this. Products, and let's go ahead and just add a new category. Okay, so it's not going to automatically show up on the homepage. We're going to have to add it to a page first. But we've created our new product and we're calling it label. Or let's call it new category. So that we can remember. Okay, so we're calling it new category. Okay, now let's say we want to add this to a page. Now we're going to go back to our Pages tab. We're going to click Add New. Click Add Content. Click Add Content Section. Click Page Section. And here's where you can copy and paste whatever you need to say about this item can go here. And so I'm going to look at one of our other pages as an example. So I'm going to go ahead and let's look at tubular steel buildings. And here's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to grab this short code. So copy it, paste it, And then you're going to have to grab the category slug from this category, from these categories where we just came from. So from individual products, categories, I need to go to now I forgot what we called it. New category, and I need to find the slug. So what is the slug? It's new dash category. It's usually just the words with a dash in between, but it has to be correct or it won't show up. So category slug is going to be new, go back to categories. Let's see, what is it? New category. So remove that, put new category. Oops, that was the wrong one. We don't want to do it here. Sorry, we want to do this on our add new page. So this is the new one we're adding, not adjusting tubular still buildings. I'll need to select product page over here. And if you want the picture in the header, you select a picture over here, set featured image. If you want an image on the home page, you need a product image all the way down here. Now I'm going to hit publish, and this is going to show up on the home page. New category. It's at the very top, not the bottom. I thought it'd be the bottom. New category. I'm going to click on it. You see that I've got the image at the top. Got my images here that I can scroll through. And I didn't give it a caption, so that's why there's no caption here. And there's the copy that you added here. If I want to remove that picture up top, I'm going to go to featured image, remove featured image, click update, and that's going to give you just the red line at the top, new category. If I want to change out the image that shows up here for new category, then I'm going to change that out all the way down here where it says add file. So again, you have to copy and paste this shortcode from another page, and you have to get the category slug you just created. So when you're creating a new product, you have to add a new category. So I'm going to go ahead and move this to the trash because we don't want this page on your website. And then I'm going to go to the categories and I'm going to delete this because we don't want that on the website either. As well as all individual products, I'm going to delete this. And that is going to be in the trash up here. So again, I can restore or delete permanently up here. So again, if you're just editing an item, you'll find the item you're looking for. You'll click into it. You can add images here, upload or select from the media library. And in order to edit the caption, you've got to click this, go to the media library, find the image you're looking for, and click it. And there you'll see A-frame back combos as your caption. If you're adding a new product, you have to click add new, have to give it a name, you have to give it a new category. Add your products, make sure the caption's set, and then you have to go to pages, you have to click add new, give it a label, you have to select product page, you have to copy and paste the short code, give it a featured image or not, and then give it an image down here. Then if you want to rearrange the order on the home page, these can be dragged. So I'm not going to do it because I don't want to get it out of order, but I'm going to go ahead and clear the cache so nobody sees the fake one I created there. These can be dragged and reordered. So all these have to do are just be dragged, and they can go in whatever order you want. So it's a little bit complex, but that is how you do it. Again, once you go into individual products, if there's only one image for your product, you'll edit the caption on the primary product. If there's multiple images, you edit the caption on additional images. So I think that should cover how to add most of these photos. If you end up having trouble, please reach out. We're happy to help, but this should walk you through most of that. Again, these can be dragged and reordered to put them in a different order within their own category as well. You can also search through whatever specific category you're looking at and filter and find just the items in the category you're working with. Okay, so that means we've gone through all the pages as well. So we went through the home page, but we also went through the product pages, and these work the same way that we were mentioning before. So again, each product page is going to have a short code here with the correct category slug here, and then whatever copy you want to add below it, or you can add it above if you would prefer. And then it will populate using this short code, and then you edit this just like you're using a Word document. Anytime you make changes, be sure to click update. So we'll keep moving. Some of the rest of these items over here we're not really using. WP Bruiser is just a Word firewall item that we have in place on your site. Nothing you need to look through. Genesis is your theme. We're not using these particular types of galleries. So we'll move next to appearance. Under appearance, we have widgets and menus. This is important for a couple different reasons. So widgets is everything that's in this above header, and footer of your site. So if you ever want to change out, let's say you probably aren't going to change out your logo, but that's where it's located. The menu is here. The return to homepage button for mobile is here. The before header buttons are here. You're probably not going to change those out, but if you do want to change them out, they're just hyperlinked buttons. And then in the footer, you might potentially change what's written here. So you'll see that it looks kind of funky. There's 2 tabs here, so go to the visual side so you can see what it looks like. The text side is going to be a little bit more convoluted, but if you go to the visual side, you can see your office hours, your email, your address, all of that, and this can all be edited, again, like how we've edited everything else. Once you make the edits, come down and click Save. And then this form is just added here, but we edit it under Forms above. So this might be the only thing that you need to edit through widgets, is really just this footer information, and I just wanted to show you how to do that. Additionally, under appearance is menus. This is important because this is what's under your products here. Financing, videos, contact us, all that is just edited, or is just linking to further down on the page, so that's probably not going to change. But if you add any new products, like we were showing how to add those products, it'll show up here under more recent, or you can go view all or search. So that new page we just added, let's say I didn't delete it, it would show up here. I would select it, I'd click add to menu, it's going to show up down here at the bottom, and then I'm going to drag it to wherever I want it to go. So it's a sub menu item under here. I'm going to drag it wherever I want. I'm going to decollapse or collapse it, and I can change the navigation label in the menu if I want it to read something else. And then these can all be reordered however you want by dragging them. Again, once you make any changes, just be sure to click Save. And that's everything for the menu on the site. Under plugins, this is where we've got all the plugins on your site. If there's something you want to add or you have questions about plugins, please let us know. Under users, this is where you can update your password. So if you click in to your user right here, then you'll be able to scroll all the way down, find password, change it, and click Save, and you can adjust your password. You can also add new administrator roles here by clicking Add New. If I do that, it populates our password automatically. So I'm not going to walk through it, but this is where you'll find that. So some of these things are not things that you have to really take care of. The only other thing that we really need to talk about is Slider Revolution, and then we'll be done. So Slider Revolution, like I mentioned, is what's housing the pictures and the wording right here, and then it's housing the videos right here. So I'm going to show you how to edit both, and I'm going to go ahead and remove these tabs. So YouTube videos, and then I'm not sure why this is here. We must have used it for something, but we'll go ahead and start with the homepage slider, which is this slider 1, and I'm going to go ahead and edit the name of it for you. I don't think that should affect anything on the homepage. I just wanted to rename it, so if you want to edit it, you can. So I'm going to click this pencil. Pencil typically means edit within WordPress, so that's a helpful thing to note. And it's a little complex, but what I'm going to show you should be pretty simple for editing and adjusting. So you're going to want to look at slides here, and you're going to want to go to global layers. This is where your wording is located. And here's where you can edit this. So this can be edited to say anything you want. You can adjust it and change it, and you'll just click save when you're done. You can play around with the color of the text, the size of the text, with all of these different buttons over here, but my guess is you'll probably only change the wording, and then the shape is what's creating it. The shape, oops. Oh, never mind. Okay, so you'll just adjust that text here if you want. And then you have a border color down here that you can remove if you want to remove that red line underneath it. So then if you want, that's a global layer, meaning this appears on every slide on the site. So if you edit it here, you only have to edit it here and click save. Now, here's our 3 slides that we have in place. If I click on these, the words don't appear because it's a global layer. It's just automatically going to show up. We don't have to edit it here. The only thing you'll edit here is the background. The background is what's loading that image. And so we had a little bit of issue finding images that look really good here. So this can be something that you play around with if you want. So to edit the background, you'll go over here to slide options. It's going to have background here, and you're going to go to the media library, and I can upload files or select a new image and click insert, and it's going to change out the background on the slide. If I want to add a new slide, I can click add slide, blank slide, go to slide options, background. It's set as transparent, but we want it to be an image, so we'll go to media library, and we're going to select the image we want, insert it, and there it is. And obviously this one doesn't look good here, so we don't want this one, so we can either make it invisible or we can delete it. Click save, and then that's how you would add additional slides. Add slide, blank slide, or you can go to new slide and change out the background through background here. And again, the global layer is this thing that's on every single layer, and that is going to be edited under layer options over here. Again, click save if you make any adjustments, and you'll just want to make sure if you do adjust this text that at every screen size, since the site is mobile responsive, that at every screen size it fits and it looks good. So we'll go back because we want to look at the other slider that we have with the videos, and we're going to click on the pencil here, click on the YouTube videos. So for this one, the only thing you have to do here, looks like we just have the one video in place right now. If you want to change out the video, it's this, let's see, video. So you'll select the item. So you'll see how I clicked it. We're highlighted the video, so we're editing the video, and the video ID is just that last little bit of the YouTube URL. So if you have a YouTube URL, the last little bit or the YouTube is the YouTube ID, and that video ID goes here. So if you want to add additional videos, what I would suggest is duplicate this slide. You don't have to change any of the settings, so that little button just means duplicate. Go into your new slide that you just created, select it, and add your new video ID here. And then if you ever want to get rid of it, again, same thing applies. You can make it invisible or you can delete it permanently. So if you want to add a new video, there we go. If you want to add a new video, it's loading very slowly for me right now. Let's go back. Okay, my slider revolution is freaking out a little bit for me here. Okay, we'll just leave that. So I think that went over it pretty well. And again, once you make any edits, let's make sure it didn't mess up anything on the home page while I was messing with it. No, it's still there. Again, let's just look at it one more time so while it's not being crazy. Okay. You can, again, select the item, change out the YouTube ID, duplicate the slide, delete it, or make it invisible. And again, click save once you're done. And once you make changes, you always want to clear the WP Rocket cache, clear cache. And that's pretty much everything. So we've walked you through how to add the menu items, how to add these home buttons, how to add the images to the individual sections. So we'll put chapters at the bottom of the video walking you through how to do each of these parts again, and you can use this video as a reference and a resource ongoing. But if you have any questions, please reach out and we'll be happy to help assist in however we can. And we're really grateful and are really glad you like the site.